Hi, and thanks for joining me today for this cool down yoga sequence for runners. Let's start in downward facing dog. And here, just begin to pedal your legs when you get there. So this should be lengthening out the backs of your legs and especially your calf muscles, which get really tight when you run. So I think that this will feel really good to you. So not rushing through it, but really pressing one heel down towards the mat and then the other. So taking your time, really lengthening through your calves, your Achilles tendon, your ankles, all of those muscles and tendons and ligaments that you've been working so hard on with your run. And then when you're ready, find stillness in your downward facing dog, pressing your heels to the mat, stretching out through the backs of your legs. Take a deep breath in. Sigh it out. Keep lengthening your breath. As you lengthen your breath, taking longer and longer breaths, it'll help you slow down your heart rate and cool down a little bit more. Take one more inhale, and then walk your feet towards your hands to the top of the mat, setting up for a forward fold to help release your hamstrings. So your feet should be about hip distance apart. And just allow yourself to surrender here. You can bend your knees as much as you need to. But this should feel like a nice release through your hamstrings, the muscles in the backs of your thighs, and then also probably a little bit through your back as well. And if you'd like, you can always shake your head, yes and no. I know I'm terrible about keeping tension in my shoulders when I run. So just kind of let all that go, maybe even do a little bit of a shimmy, but really starting to release everything. Take one more big breath in. Bend your knees, bring your hands to the mat, and walk your feet back to downward facing dog. From here, inhale and bring your right leg high for three-legged dog, and then sweep it forward for low lunge. Just barely bring your head up at first. Take a moment here to slowly bring your head on top of your shoulders. And then from here, press your hips forward to stretch through the hip flexor on your left leg. Keep breathing as you send your breath to your hip to help the muscles open just a little bit more. You can stay here if you'd like, or you can make your way to lizard lunge to help begin to open your hip. If you'd like to do that, bring your hands to the inside of your front leg. You can keep your front foot where it is, or you can inch it towards the top corner of your mat. And then you have the option to let your leg fall to the side as your foot comes to its knife edge. You can bring your arms down to a block if you'd like. You can stay on your hands, whatever feels best. Just sending your breath to your hip so that it opens up a little bit more. Take a deep breath in. Let it go. Carefully bring your hands to either side of your front leg. Bring your front foot back to where it was. And we're going to come into horizon lunge to help stretch your IT band. So on your inhale, reach your right arm high and then sweep it back behind you as you rotate your chest to face the long edge of your mat, coming to the knife edge of your back foot. This is horizon lunge, and you should feel this through your IT band. So take a breath in, breath out. Big long inhale, big long exhale. Take one more breath in, and then pivot to the front of your mat again. So just rotate everything back to your low lunge. And then press back to downward facing dog. On your next inhale, sweep your left leg high, three-legged dog, and then bring it forward for a low lunge. Coming into your runner's lunge at first, pressing your hips forward to help stretch through the hip flexor of your right leg this time. Maybe closing your eyes, just using your breath, your long breaths, to help open through your hip. You're welcome to stay here, or you can make your way into lizard lunge by, again, bringing your hands to the inside of your front leg, scooting your front foot forward if you'd like to, towards the top corner of your mat, having the option to let your knee fall to the side as you come to the knife edge of your left foot this time. Hands can stay to the mat. You can bring them to a block, or you can bring your forearms to a block or down to the mat, depending on your flexibility. Don't push it. Your hips will open better and faster if you find a comfortable stretch. Once you've found that comfortable stretch, drop your thoughts. Keep focusing on your long, deep inhales and exhales to help you release through your hips. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more inhale. Come back to your low lunge. So maybe scooting your front foot back just a little bit to where it was. Hands on either side of your front thigh. And then coming into horizon lunge on the other side. Again, that IT band stretch. This time, sweep your left arm high and then bring it back behind you, rotating your shoulders to the side as you come to the knife edge of your back foot. And again, really breathe it through here. Use your breath to find more opening, to slow down your heart rate, and to help you surrender into the pose. Take one more breath in. Pivot everything back to face the front of your mat, coming back into that low lunge. And bringing your hands to your mat, press back for downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. From here, come to take a seat on your mat. And then come to lie on your back, setting up for reclining pigeon. If regular pigeon pose is in your practice, you always have the option to take that as well. To begin, bend your right leg and place your right ankle just above your left knee, starting to get towards the fleshy part of the thigh. Left leg is bent, both feet are flexed. So if this is enough of a stretch for you, stay here. If you'd like to intensify, reach through the hole that you've created with your legs, that little hole in the figure 4, and grab the back of your left thigh and pull your legs towards your chest. This will allow you to find just the right amount of stretch, which is ultimately what you need to find greater opening through your hips. So once you've found the right position for your body on this side, close your eyes and use your breath. Send your breath to your hip to help you find greater opening and greater flexibility. Clearing your mind of any thoughts that pop up. Just be here on your mat. And carefully release. Switching sides, setting up for pigeon pose, reclined pigeon pose on the other side. Your choice. If you came into traditional pigeon, you can do that on the other side. Or You can come into reclining pigeon if that's what you did. And then finding the version that's best for you. Feet are flexed. You can keep your feet on the mat, or you can bring your thighs closer to your chest to intensify the stretch, whatever feels best for you, remembering that each side of your body will be different. And then coming into your breath as you surrender into the pose. Carefully release, taking a moment to get out of it. And then setting up for reclined cow face pose. This will help stretch through the hips and especially into the piriformis. So to begin with, stack your right knee on top of your left knee and then grab a hold of your ankles. And you're just pulling your legs towards your chest. You should feel a nice stretch through the hips. You can play around with how close your heels are to your seat, or you can bring them up kind of closer to the knee level if you'd like to find the right amount of stretch. And then close your eyes and breathe it through. Carefully release, switch sides. And then again, grab a hold of your feet as you pull your thighs closer to your chest, closing your eyes, relaxing and releasing into it. Finding the right amount of stretch for your body on this side. And then come to your breath and just breathe it through. Carefully release, coming into reclined bound angle pose. So bringing your feet together, the soles of your feet meet as your knees fall wide on your mat. Bringing your hands either to your chest or your stomach or your sides, whatever feels most natural to you. And really focusing on letting gravity pull your knees down towards the mat. If this is uncomfortable, you can always place a block or a blanket under your knees if you need a little bit of extra support. But then reconnecting with yourself, finding gratitude for something, whether that's simply the day. Also, maybe finding some gratitude for your body, for carrying you through your runs, for carrying you through this yoga practice and everything it does for you. Just feeling that gratitude radiate through your body. Carefully close your knees up. Squeeze your knees into your chest, giving them a big hug. And then set up for a supine twist. So let your left leg go long. Keep hugging your right knee into your right armpit. And then bring your left arm out to a T. Let your right leg fall over to the left. As you tee out your right arm as well, shoulders stay planted to the mat as you open through your spine. Carefully come back center, switching out your legs. Hug your left knee into your left armpit. And then allow your left knee to fall over to the right. Again, your shoulders are planted to the mat. Carefully come back center, hug your knees and give them a big squeeze. And then carefully press yourself up to an easy seated position. Thank you so much for joining me for this post-run cool down yoga for runners sequence. Have a great day. Namaste.